What's up, everybody? Welcome to the video. We are going to be going into how to trade, just looking at market structure. This is probably one of the most important, honestly, almost every video I put out, I would say every video I put out is important, but this one is something that will really take your trading to the next level. Whether you're an experienced or a beginner trader, this is something that I think you can actually apply to your trading. And I'm going to simplify it even more. Now, this is something that many other traders will teach. The difference in what I'm going to be teaching today is I've kind of renamed some of the lingo or terminology around some of these things just to help it be a bit simpler. I taught this in a live course I was doing, lesson for a lot of beginners, and I started realizing when I was during the course when I was doing it that a lot of the words sound the same. It can be really confusing to someone that's very new coming into trading. So I did change some of it a little bit, but I believe it's going to be very helpful for whether you've been trading for one day or whether you've been trading for 2 years. So go ahead and get ready to take some notes. If you haven't watched my other videos like candles and etc., and you're very new to trading, I would suggest watching those first and then come back to this video. But we're gonna jump straight into it. We'll start off with the daily time frame. It's just a lot simpler, cleaner. It doesn't move. It's not as choppy. Okay. I've shared this before, but I want us I want to make sure that we got this before moving on to anything else. The market moves up, down, and sideways, basically. Now, the thing is with the market does not just move straight up and down. If the market is going to go up, it's going to go up like this. You'll see a lot of people talk about the market going up and then retracing, going up and then retracing. The problem is the market does not just go straight up. But the problem is the market also doesn't do this. You're probably thinking, well, what do you mean? You just said the market does this, and you may have heard other traders use this as an example. It actually doesn't. The market oftentimes moves very differently. Similar to something like this. Like you kind of are like this, and then it kind of might move up. And I know I'm being crazy in my drawing right now, but it can look really messy like that and be very confusing. Really, the way the market likes to move is it likes to go ahead and push up, and then it might kind of accumulate and then shoot up, or it might accumulate and come down a little bit and then continue back up. Like it kind of moves, and you can't really predict. That's why many people can't really get trading correct, is because the market moves how the market wants to move. It moves in many different ways, ups, down, sideways. It's a mixture of everything, and it can just be overwhelming and confusing. And what my goal is today is to very quickly and briefly show you how to read whether the market is doing one of the three things. The market is either going in an uptrend, a downtrend, or it's consolidating. It's either going an uptrend, downtrend, or consolidating. Now, my goal, like I just said, is to help us understand. If you know what the market's doing, whether it's going an uptrend, downtrend, or consolidating, oftentimes that's going to help you have a good clue of how you're going to engage with the market. If it's going an uptrend, most likely, the trend, you may have heard this before, the trend is your friend. You probably want to look for longs, look for buys. If the trend is going down, you probably want to look for sells. It's safer to look for sells. If it's consolidating, you might want to stay out or approach it differently. Only look for buys or sells in the areas of where it's consolidating. And so now we're going to jump straight into the chart here. These are the kind of key terms that I want you to get. You may have heard this before. We've got higher highs, higher lows, lower highs, and lower lows. Now, these are kind of the proper terms that many traders use. I've kind of changed the term just to help make a bit more sense. We're going to call it uptrend high, uptrend low, downtrend high, and downtrend low. What we were doing earlier was we were using kind of like higher high, higher low, lower high, lower low. That gets a little confusing. So what we're going to do is we're going to do up high, up low. So uptrend high, uptrend low. That's what I'll use, is I'll say uptrend high, uptrend low, and we'll go downtrend high and downtrend low. This will just help us make it very clear and straightforward of what we are doing when we're marking these charts out. Now, we're going to go back here. Now, I know I just said that the market doesn't move this way, but for example's sake, the only way to know that we're in an uptrend is we have to wait for this high, the previous high, to be broken. Once that gets broken, change the color here. This is what we're looking for here. Once price closes above this previous high, this confirms that this is the last higher high, the last uptrend high. And this confirms that this is the last uptrend low. Once we have a break above this previous uptrend high and we have a candle closure somewhere in this area, this confirms this previous market structure. So we need price to continue to break above for it to continue up. Now this is where it gets tricky. Price will tend to do this. It'll go up, break the high, but then it might come down here. And then people go, oh, it broke this last high back down below. Since it broke this last high, then it looks like we might be reversing, and then it comes back down to this point. Well, price actually can we're still in an uptrend. Price can move like this, and then break the high, and then come back down, and break the high. The point is, my goal is help you to determine what is an uptrend high and what is a downtrend high, and etc. I want us to find these areas so that we know whether we're in an uptrend or whether we're in a downtrend. For example, it's very clear for us to see whether we're in an uptrend or a downtrend. It's a lot easier for us to see on a higher time frame because, you know, there's less candles. Once we start moving to a 1 minute, and we make this a little bit bigger so that we can see. Once we move to the 1 minute, this just looks like a bunch of mess. It's choppy. I mean, who knows what this is doing? You know, obviously this is more consolidating right now, as you can tell. If my computer's gonna work, there we go. It's more consolidating, but are we in an uptrend still, or are we in a downtrend? Just from this consolidation, we can still determine whether we're in an uptrend or whether we're in a downtrend. Whether, you know, we're starting a downtrend or we're continuing the uptrend, we can tell just from looking at this price action. So let's go ahead and hop into it. We'll start off with the dailies just so that we get an understanding. The best way to start is just find a point in the market, a point where price has gone lower than the rest of price action or gone higher than the rest of the price action. So kind of either a valley or you're looking for a mountain. So we found a mountain here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to notice that, okay, price has broken this level here. This is obviously a key level somewhere here because that's one of the lowest areas that price has gone. It's pushed back up and now it's broken underneath. So this would determine that we're currently in a downtrend right now. So we can right now determine we're in a downtrend. Price is below the last area, the last point area, lowest area right there. We're in a downtrend. So now we're going to say this is our downtrend low. Okay. Downtrend low. We're in a downtrend low. And we're going to go ahead and find. Now we need to find the last high that we had before this downtrend low happened. So for example, we're going to look for color changes in the candle. So this right here. So we had price is a little choppy here, and that's okay. But as we can see, we're going to go, okay, price, the last kind of point, since this is very choppy, I'm not going to include this for right now, but we're going to say this is the last higher area for the downtrend high. So we're going to call that our downtrend high. We're just trying to find a place to start, really. That's what we're doing at the moment. So we're going to say downtrend high is there. Now, technically, I probably would mark it here because that's the previous, you're looking for the previous color change. So we'll stick to that. This is the last downtrend high. It's just going to get a bit confusing once we get to this level here, but that's okay. Downtrend high. Then price comes down. It retraces back up. Now, this is where a lot of people will get very confused. They'll go, okay, are we in is this now reversing and going to be, we're looking long? I would actually still say that we're in a downtrend. The reason why is because this is our last downtrend high. This is our downtrend low. Price needs to break above this level. Why is it not working? There we go. Break above this level for it to reverse, right? Because that's the last color change. So this is where it gets a little tricky. People are gonna mark the body. I would personally say, just to play it extra safe, to always mark the wick. You want a candle closure above the wick. This is showing us right here that we're not reversing just yet. Price is struggling to break above this, so we're still in a downtrend. You could take shorts here. It is a bit risky, but you could take shorts there. Now, we're just gonna wait and see what price does. We're still in a downtrend unless it breaks this last downtrend high. We're still in a downtrend. This is the last downtrend low. Now, we look for candle closures. Candle closed red. Now, is it below the wick? Nope. Now we're below the wick. Here we are there. We're below the wick there. So now we have our next downtrend low. We can move that there. Now we're gonna look for our last downtrend high. Our last downtrend high is, we're gonna go up and we're gonna wait for a color change. There we go. Our color change is there. Our color change is right there. So now we can move this line here. We need price to break above this level, because we're gonna do the wick just to play it extra safe. And we need price to break above that for us to confirm that we're now in an uptrend. So price can play around in this area as much as it wants, and we're still considered in a downtrend. It can consolidate. Price can go back down to this level, back up to this level, back down to this level, back up to this level, and we're still looking for sells. We're still in downtrend market structure. Now, we're gonna go ahead and move down to a 30-minute and use this as an example. Now we're gonna go ahead and do market replay to just a random bar. And I'll give you guys a quick example. So we can just have a quick overall look, and we can clearly tell we're in a downtrend. Okay, we're in a clear downtrend. We're gonna look for our lower low. We got a lower low there. That's the lowest point that it has, because we understand by looking at the overall view that we're in a downtrend. So we're going to go downtrend low. Now we need to find the last downtrend high, and that is usually the market candle. Okay, so the last color change. So this is our downtrend high right here. That's the last color change, downtrend low. But then what happens? We get a candle closure above. So now we're actually changing to an uptrend. So now we have an uptrend high right there. We're going to find our previous low. This now becomes our uptrend low. So now we're in an uptrend now. Now we need price to close above. We're gonna probably wait for a closure above this wick. It's not strong enough, so we're gonna say that level, we're still in an uptrend, but we're not gonna mark this new level just yet. We need to see a little bit more price action. See, market is it's just consolidating, but we're still technically in an uptrend. So we're not looking for sells, we're looking for buys. We could have tried to get into a buy here if we wanted, especially seeing this massive rejection. Let's see. Boom, there we go. See, now we're in an uptrend because why? It closed above this previous wick, uptrend high. Now we need to find the last low. The last low is where the last color change is, right there. So from green to red. So that's our uptrend low. Let's see what market does. We're only looking for buys right now. So right now, for price to move to downward, to a downtrend, we need a closure below this wick. And as you can see, we got a closure. Now, I'll be real. That's not a very strong closure. I probably wouldn't play that. I'll probably wait for one more candle just to see what it does. Yeah, see, let's just wait until we get clear, very clear. Okay, that's pretty clear now. Yeah. So now we've changed direction again. Now we're in a downtrend. So we're going to go change these to downtrends. Downtrend high. Downtrend low. So this is our current. We'll wait till we get a green candle. There we go. All right, so this is our downtrend low. This now becomes our downtrend high. We're finding the last color change there. Not yet. Still not yet. It's not. Why though? We have not broken this wick. I want to see this wick have a candle closure. If you're not sure what candle closures are, make sure that you go to look at one of my previous videos. We want to see a candle closure above that level. All right, we got a candle closure. Now it's changed again. See, the market now is changing quite frequently from uptrend, downtrend, uptrend. What does that mean? We're consolidating. We're consolidating. This really helps a lot more whenever you use this, but then go into a smaller time frame to try to find plays if you're trying to trade like an area that's consolidating. If you're sure that the market is really trending, this is really powerful using this. But right now we're consolidating, so it is a bit harder to trade, if that makes sense. All right, so now we've got a new high. This now becomes our uptrend low. Change to an uptrend. And this is going to be our uptrend high. We'll wait till we get a red candle for it to become our uptrend high. There we go. This is our uptrend high now. So now for it to become a downtrend, we need this level to be broken. We need this level to have a closure underneath that wick. And for it to continue up, we need a closure and a red candle to find the new high. So we know this is the new low there because we have a candle closure above this wick. Now we're just looking for a red candle to find our high. So there's our high currently, uptrend high. Okay, we get a closure below now. So now we're considered a downtrend. We're also closing underneath the VWAP. Obviously, we are consolidating, so this is very risky. You don't want to necessarily get into any trades right now. Downtrend low. This doesn't technically become a downtrend low until we get a green candle, but we have a downtrend high. So we need price for it to become an uptrend again. We need price to close above that. See what did I say? We're under VWAP, strong candle down. I mean, this would be a good play. It's just risky because we're consolidating. Now we get our downtrend low. We need price to close above this wick. It's very, YM honestly has a lot of wicks. So we need this to be broken, and there we go. That got broken. We're now in an uptrend. So now this is an uptrend low. We're gonna wait till we get a red candle to confirm our uptrend high. So what this is doing is helping you find the waves, how the market is going up, retracing, up, retracing, up, retracing. This is very powerful when we get a trending market. So price right now can go anywhere between these two levels, and we're still in an uptrend. Considered an uptrend until it breaks above. Now it broke above. So now this is our uptrend low. We'll go the lowest wick. We got to wait for a red candle to confirm our uptrend high. Still pushing up. Still pushing up. Still pushing up. Slowing down now. Ooh, pushed high. See, we're still pushing up. This is still our uptrend low. So price is not going to be in a downtrend unless it closes below this uptrend low. Only way, I'll show you in a moment how this uptrend low moves. And we get a new uptrend low. Okay, we got a red candle. So there we go. Probably use the highest wick for now. This is our uptrend high. Now, we need a close above this level for this to become our uptrend low. Right now, price has to move all the way down here for this to be considered a downtrend, for it to change direction. All right, we get a closure. Now our uptrend low moves to this lower wick. We're gonna actually go ahead and just use this wick there. The last color, I don't want to confuse anybody, just the last green and red candle. The color change. We have a red candle, so this is now our new uptrend high. The price can move in this area as much as it wants. We have a candle closure. It's not a huge one, so we're going to just play it out until we get a red candle. There we go. Okay, so now we have a new uptrend high here. Uptrend high. Here's our new uptrend low. We're looking for the last red and green candle. We'll play that low there. Wick low. Trend low. See how price reacted to that level? It knows, and this is how powerful this is, people would see this red candle and go, oh, I need to get into sells, and then bang, wicked out. This is so important to understand, is if you know that price hasn't changed direction yet, why would you be getting in sells? You're still looking for buys right now. Now we can look for sells. So this would have wicked a lot of people out. People would have put their stop loss right above this red candle and got wicked out. So now prices change direction. We're now looking for sells. So we need to change this to downward high, downtrend high, downtrend low. Downtrend high. We gotta wait for another green candle. There we go. Downtrend low. There we go. Oh, we got multiple, so we'll go ahead and go to this low. Got another closure. Downtrend high. Downtrend low, but we gotta wait for a green candle to confirm the low. There's the green candle. This is our downtrend low. Only looking for sells right now. Not until it crosses that yellow line up there. Only looking for sells. So getting in sells off that VWAP would have been an opportunity. We need this line cross first. Only sells. Still looking for sells. Now we're in an uptrend. So let's move everything here. We're looking for whatever has the biggest wick on these last colored candles there. So now we're in an uptrend. We're looking for buys now. Trend low. This is our uptrend high. There we go. Now price action is getting lower. Oh, it moved. So this would be our uptrend high. This now becomes our uptrend low, but now we've had a break again. So now this is a downtrend low. Prices change direction. So how is this powerful? Okay, I wanted to give you a lot of examples. I know it's boring, but I want to give you a lot of examples. Now we need to determine, this will help us determine what direction price is actually moving. So we're going to start from the top down, okay? So from the top down, it's really consolidating. Okay, let's just work backwards. So here is, we know we're in an uptrend here, right? We're still in an uptrend. We're in an uptrend. So this is an uptrend here. This is our last uptrend high, okay? So if that's our last uptrend high, why is it just not clicking? Uptrend high, there we go. Uptrend high. Uptrend low. We need this broken. That broke, so now this becomes our downtrend low. And this is our previous downtrend high, right? Then we have a break. This is the downtrend low. This is our downtrend high. Then downtrend low, downtrend high. We need this level broken now in order for it to be an uptrend. So we're waiting. Price isn't really breaking. There's not anything here. And then we get a clear break there. This becomes our uptrend high. And this is our uptrend low. And then we get another break. Uptrend high. uptrend low. That didn't really break, so we're not going to break that wick, so we're not going to include it. We need this broken for it to be a downtrend. And then we get our downtrend low because it broke this area. This is our downtrend high. Downtrend low, downtrend high. So right now, on the higher time frame, on the daily, this is what you can do every single day before you go to trade. We're in a downtrend. Let's go to the 4 hour. Okay, we know that this was a downtrend here. So we're going to say downtrend low, downtrend high. Hasn't broken yet. That hasn't broken either. We need a closure below that wick for it to change. So we're still on a downtrend. As you can see, you could have gotten into this bounce here. So this is this level needs to be broken. So we're in a 4 hour downtrend. Okay. Now we're going to move to the 1 hour. We're going to find our last low. So that is the last low, which means this is the last high up here. Oh no, this is the last high, the last color change. Right there. And then what do you know? We got the last, we changed to uptrend now. It gets a lot more confusing the lower you go on time frames. This is why this is so important. Uptrend high. What that means is the uptrend low. We're looking for something down here. And then we're going to go ahead and jump ahead because we know that this is still an uptrend unless it breaks this wick. And as you can see, nothing has broken this level here where my cursor is. So we can go ahead and bring it all the way up here. Uptrend high. This is our uptrend low. And then we have a break again. Uptrend high, uptrend low. See, this is where it gets really important. You start to be able to really zone in to whether you're in an uptrend or a downtrend. So we get a break there. This is our uptrend high. This becomes our uptrend low. And then bang, what do you know? We're in a downtrend now. This becomes our downtrend low. And this is now our downtrend high. Now we're going to come back here. There we go. We're just going to move through this a little bit quicker. So we know that price needs to break these two levels for it to either continue or change direction. So as you can see, we need this level here broken. That level gets broken with this candle. So this is now an uptrend. We've got our uptrend high, uptrend low, uptrend high, uptrend low, uptrend high, uptrend low, and then we have a reversal again. So now we're in a downtrend. Downtrend. So downtrend low, downtrend high. So this is something, we'll jump into it in a minute. We'll jump into it. I'm jumping ahead of myself. I'm getting excited. I'm liking this setup already, and this is random. I haven't planned this at all. We used a random bar. Remember, we're in a random bar, so I couldn't plan this. Okay, now we're not going to go as far back. This is clearly an uptrend high. Uptrend high, uptrend low. We're gonna wait for a candle close above this level. We got it there. Uptrend high, uptrend low. Changes direction, but then we get a candle closure above there. So this is an uptrend high. That's our last uptrend low. I'm jumping ahead a little bit, guys. Sorry, just to speed this video up. And then I was planning for this to be a short video, but this is a lot longer than I realized. But I hope this is helpful. And then change the direction and close underneath here. So we're in a downtrend now. Downtrend high. Downtrend low. Downtrend low. Downtrend high. There we go, guys. This is looking great. So now we can confirm that the 30-minute is also in a downtrend. Now we're going to go to the 15. I like to do these time frames the most. For example's sake, we'll do this. Keep going. I'm just going to speed this up a little bit. So this is clearly the same. Okay, we're in a downtrend on the 15-minute. Sorry, I'm speeding this up. It's just you got to look at the lowest level. This would have shifted here. This was the last high. That was the last low. And then we know that it broke above. So this would be the last low. Puts it in a downtrend. And then we know this broke back up. That's an uptrend. And then it broke again. So this is a downtrend again. It's following the higher time frames. This isn't always often the case. A lot of times you will get time frames very different to this. This is crazy. Now we can't go down to the 5-minute, but just working with this, we can work with this. This isn't always the case. Oftentimes you might have the 4-hour uptrending, the 1-hour downtrending, the 30-minute uptrending, the 15-minute downtrending. This is crazy. This gives me so many confirmations that it would be so dumb of me, to be honest, to be looking for buys right now. This is telling me, Micah, look for sells. So let's go to this 4-hour or this 1-hour, and we're gonna look for sells. Now, personally, I would look for sells here where it's kind of gone. It's done the move already. This is what I'm looking for in sells. Okay, something like this, and I will target something like, we could target down here. We'll try it. That's a very, very big move, but let's give it a go. I mean, TP1, let's just say TP1 will be this level here. We'll look for a take profit 1 there, and then TP2 will be here, and then our final take profit will be here. There we go. So we got 3 levels. Let's see how price plays out. Might change direction on us. Okay, we got stopped here. And then the move happens. Okay. That's okay. It happens. It was just bad timing. This was just a bad timing play. But as you can see, price ends up almost hits our final TP. That's just unlucky. This is basically kind of a consolidating market at the moment. So, you know, if we jump, yeah, see, that's what happens. It's harder to play this kind of level if you're going to play off of a consolidating market. And you're going to get that time to time. You're going to get L's doing that. I'm trying to be as transparent as possible, but this works. It actually works. And for a quick move, like that's actually a play I would take. I would take it. Now I wouldn't play that. I was trying to swing it. This is a very big move. And does it work out? Yes, it works out. It's just finding now the right timing. What is the right area of where it could work out at? You know, right now it's targeting this last supply zone, right? I was targeting this supply zone, but technically it was this supply zone. So what we could have done is gone for this supply zone, waited for this supply zone to be hit and still target this level. That's an even bigger move. So yeah, we got stopped out. We got stopped out on that supply zone, but once price moved up, and we know that overall the downtrend, because we know the higher the time frame, the more accurate it is, and over time this is gonna end up most likely moving down, especially since we have the daily matching up to the 4 hour and the 1 hour. Price will move down. It's now trying to figure out how to time it. Now, my goal right now is not to turn this into a strategy for you guys. My goal right now is just to get you to understand the basics. So don't go into this going, oh, this is a strategy I'm not going to use to trade. No, this is going to add to your strategy. Whatever that your strategy is in the future, this will add to it. So this is just a really basic breakdown. I hope this was helpful. I know this is probably a lot longer than I expected and long for you to sit through as well. I just want to give you plenty of examples. I might do another video like this, giving more and more examples for you to watch. But this is powerful. It is very powerful. This can save you from getting into trades that you shouldn't be getting into. Knowing whether the market is trending down or going up. Now, the best thing is if you notice that we're, in an uptrend, so this is, or a downtrend, but the market is kind of playing between two levels. So for example, here, it's just kind of playing between two levels. It's showing us that, yeah, we could have gotten this sell here, but right now it's consolidating. That's a good key to maybe stay out of the market. Just stay out, or change how you're going to approach the market. But like I said, even if you still stuck with the plan, we got in here, didn't work out. We were in profit a little bit if we got in when I wanted to get in, but then it ended up reversing on us, and that's fine. And then we look for our next key area. Here's our next key area. It's right here. Wait for price to tap into it, because why? We're still in a downtrend. We have a 4 hour downtrend, a 1 hour downtrend. Obviously, we want to keep on checking it to make sure it hasn't changed. And then we target the areas that we want to target. This would be a good target area. And this worked out not just once, but twice. And we may have lost that one time, but look how much we would have won. This is a 1 to almost 5. I mean, if we targeted all the way down here, it's a 1 to 5. So for that one trade, so let's say we risk $1,000. There's $1,000 here. We just lost on that previous one. We risked 1,000, we lost it. Then we got into this trade because it was our next area of interest. And we decided to go ahead and go short. Why? Because we're in a downtrend. We're in a 4 hour downtrend. And we risk $1,000 again. And we're aiming for a 1 to 5. We're up $4,000. We're profitable, guys. Like, it's that simple. Don't overcomplicate trading. Here's hopefully this helped. We're going to go ahead and close the video now, but hopefully this helped. And if you have any questions, feel free to join my Discord. It's a free Discord. You can literally text me, or message me on our Discord. I'm happy to help answer any questions that you have. We are also doing live trading on YouTube every now and again when I can, or through our Discord. But I would encourage you to join our Discord. It's completely free. I'm not charging anybody for it. We just want to build a community of traders that we can help do the journey together and thrive together, which would be cool. So hope to see you soon. Hope this video was helpful. If it was, please drop a comment, drop a like, share the video, do whatever you can, and we'll see you in the next one.